Okay, hello. It is 2:45 in the morning. Those are my glasses. This is my Vlad the Impaler jacket. um, what's up? There is I haven't worn this jacket in so long. It actually feels really good. Um, yeah. So yeah, it's early in the morning. My husband, I think, is off tomorrow. I hope. I think he is. I hope he is. I'm really tired of him working. It's starting to piss me off. I'm just kidding. It's not. I bought some very pretty pink like ribbon made in the USA. Let's see. What color is this technically? Does it have a color? Bitch, what is the color? What is the color? Fuck you. I don't. There's no color on here. I think it matches my hair. Oh my god. It's pink. Yeah. My PS4 is gonna launch in a second. I got some costume satin polyester. This is polyester. Oh, and it's a like lavender. Okay, yeah, it's lavender. And a seam ripper to rip off my seams. You know what I'm saying? Pesky fourth layer of skin. Yeah. So what I'm going to be doing is removing a zipper from a dress I bought. I bought a dress and it's too small on me. And the zipper, about this high up, like behind my chest, won't go up. Only that much. You know what I mean? It won't go up. And so I was like, fuck. Fuck. I don't want to, sorry, I've been eating chips. This and some salsa. So good. So good. Seasoned chips. So good. What was I saying? Oh, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to seam rip the dress is very expensive and I don't have time or money or availability to send it back, even though I kept the tags on the dress. I forgot the word. Even though the tags are still on the dress. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rip the zipper out, right? And I'll make out of this kind of material, it's a very nice satin, I'm going to be making some like hoop holes and doing corset back, and then the lace will be this pink with the shimmery satin lavender thing. Can I do it? Yeah, I can. I could do really anything if I just put my fucking head to it. There's a little bit of like a tiny wall of me actually doing it, because the dress was expensive and I'm just worried I'll fuck it up and this and that and make a very expensive mistake and it'll be ugly and I'm stupid and dumb. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so worried about being stupid and dumb. These are my shoes. These are my shoes for the day. My husband was like, why are you buying bowling shoes? I always wanted a pair of these. And I got them. Yeah, and I got them. They're like $100. They're all leather. It's crazy. But I think they are kind of like technically bowling shoes as well. But I really like them. I really like them. I ended up like I got those months ago. I think I showed you on another video. But I ended up doing like a Amazon Affirm thing. I don't just buy expensive shit flat out. I'm not like rich or anything in any way, shape, or form. If I want something, I just like stagger payments. What's that, Bounce? Beans is down here on my feet looking at me menacingly. Yeah, I am so excited to be alive right now. You know what's crazy? Well, lots of things. Let me go let my dog in. I don't think that's her barking, but if there's some dog outside barking, it's like, shut up. Yeah, some other dog was barking. Oh my god, you could hear the hum of my PS4 louder because you're closer to it. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I showed you guys this. Okay, so I showed you the fabric. I'm going to be trying to make a corset back enclosure for a very expensive dress that I bought that I don't want to send back because I don't think they have another size. I didn't take the tags off. I could send it back. I don't think that there's shipping issues. It just would take time. Now, do I want to do that, or do I want to creatively make this my own one-of-a-kind unique dress? I struggle with that because whenever I go into my creativity, sometimes it's not as cool as other people's creativity, and then I feel like I judge myself because I'm not cool or good at what I do, and it reflects my creativity, and it's flawed. But at the same time, I think back to that little girl who won a blue ribbon at the county fair for my little coyote desert scene. And it was a shitty little picture. It was not creatively beautiful or fantastic. It was just me on a piece of paper. But I got a blue ribbon for it. So I think back to that. And I think that gives me the audacity to buy a seam ripper and start ripping seams. God damn. Okay, girl. Anyways, creatively, this is more my alley. I'm not like a cute, girly girl, but I want to be. I am a mangy coyote, baby. I made some earrings. This is a silver-plated clasp because I do have gauged ears. So they are, these are, I believe, gray or red fox jawbone. All I did was I put a hole through them right here, and then I used some copper wire, and then my like silver-plated ear clasps. I bought a whole pack of these, and do they match really well? No, but this is more me. This is more me. This is right up my alley. And then yeah, I have two of them. It's a set. My biggest thing creatively right now is, do I want to stain them with a type of tea, like turn them more brown, because they are bleach white. That is very, very white. They're bleached white, which is fine, but it's you know, they're bones. Should I have done a trigger warning? I'm sorry. I guess there's one on the channel, guys. If you're watching me, you're watching me. If you're watching me, you're watching me. Anyways, yeah, I just collect bones and then I'll turn them into jewelry. And they fall like, then they, usually when I'm walking around, they're like this, which is kind of cool. I like that a lot. I like this a lot. And because I have sensory issues, the clasps are perfect. They're perfect. It doesn't pull, it doesn't like yank or anything, right? And the length is perfect enough away from my ears to where I can wear my headphones and not have any issues, which is great. Which is really, really fantastical, and I love it a lot. Yeah, so yeah, I love these a lot. But I was contemplating a couple of things. Number one, I'm so clingy to my friends. I'm like a stage 11 clinger with my friends. Number two, yeah, like I said, staining them another color, perhaps like with tea or coffee or something of that sort to make them more natural. Like, but the white looks good too. The white looks good too. Yeah, so that's more my creative stuff. Being a cute little robin egg, like girly. I'm trying, guys. I'm fucking trying. Because there is a girl inside of me that adores these things, and so I'm branching out. But yeah. I love these earrings. I love them so much. I have a gray wolf leg bone that I also drilled holes into, that I have to contemplate how I'm going to turn that into a piece of jewelry. I don't know. I wanted to make like a choker with it. It's about this big and like have kind of like a, but I don't know how or what would look the best, because leather does not look correctly. It does not look correctly. It does not look correct. 1 second, let me go get it. Okay, so this is I believe a deer jaw. I think it's a deer or cow. No, I think this is deer. So it's more of a gray, not gray, I'm sorry. It just has this more natural coloring. Yes, there we are. See? Bleached in peroxide most likely versus natural coloring of the bone. It's nice. When people say that teeth are not supposed to be white, they're supposed to be a little bit more bone color. This is what they mean. This is bone color. This is also bone color. This is obviously white. This is my gray wolf leg bone, and I have some holes I drilled into it, and then kind of like some leather hanging right here. I would like to make a neck piece. Yeah, so you could tell the difference. I might stain these because they almost look fake, but they're not. They're actual bone. It's just that when you bleach and peroxide them to an extent, they become more brittle and more fine because the bleach will eat through the bone to an extent. Bone is porous. But I was thinking about what kind of thing to use with this, like leather, maybe perhaps a thicker leather, and just really do make it like a choker kind of thing. Or have it hanging. I don't like the hanging idea. I was thinking about doing a piece here, and down here and making like a harness. That might be something I'm really thinking about, is making it into a harness piece. Maybe with some leather and some chain. That would be pretty fucking cool to have it under the breasts and then above on the neck. To have a harness piece out of this leg bone. Gray wolf, fox, deer, I believe this is deer. But this one, my husband will be off tomorrow, and he has, we're going to be shaving a portion of this out with some tools we have. And then using it because he's making a knife for me out of Damascus that he made a knife for himself out of. So we'll have twin blades, like soulmate blades kind of thing. But we're going to be using this as the thing. This will be the guard for the knife, and then we'll insert it and secure it to an extent if we can, because this is better. I think this was more naturally cleansed, so it's got more of the structure to it. It's not as brittle as this is. And so we're thinking about making a pocket in here and having this be a dagger. And I just think that's so fucking cool. That's more of my aesthetic. Very, very sadly and proudly, that is more my aesthetic, to have like a jawbone Damascus dagger than to have, and like, this is me. This is actually more me than the poofy dress stuff. But like, this is also me. Look, I have like is it Art Deco? Is that what that's called? Like antiques and bones and shit. I also have a black mirror, a scrying mirror. A black mirror. Just all kinds of, I'm just so strange. I'm so strange. So that's kind of me. That's kind of me. That's more me. This is me. This is me. This is me. I'm very peculiar, and I try to honor that peculiarity within myself, because if I do not, it will mask itself and come up in strange ways and destroy my life. I like antique and vintage things. I like dead things. I like that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's who I am to an extent. I was doing some research, I believe last night in the morning on, I'm gonna flip these around because it's bothering me that it's not coming this way. Okay, yeah. So I was doing research last night, like last morning, and I saw there was an oddities market that I did not go to because it involves traveling quite some time, a couple hours, to go to the oddities market, and then it involves like gas money to get there, getting everybody in the car, having a day off, like too many levels and layers of preparedness. And I am more of a go. If it's easy and go, and very fast momentum that way. But I gotta think, and then there's all these hang-ups in my brain, and I just start glitching. Too much thought, not enough just ease into it. It frustrates me quite a bit. And unless I really want something, then I can move mountains and align and go through. But that being said, I didn't go, and there was like, oh, it was like the wrap up on Instagram. It was like a wrap up, like, thank you guys for coming out. And I saw like somebody made like it was a framed piece. It was a framed like a, like it was like a frame. There was like a frame, and then on the inside it was like black, and then there was like an anatomical heart in coming out of this portrait. I don't know how to explain it. And I was like, that is magnificent. That's great. And then my creativity kind of kick started, and I was like, can I purchase a human heart online? So of course, I'm like, you know what I mean, very fast. I'm like, can you do that? Because I know you can purchase other body parts online, like from medical places, institutes, and stuff like that for science. You know what I mean? For science, for science, yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and see if I could go ahead and purchase a human heart. And I could not find one immediately. And I was worried if I stayed too long on the search, I'd get red flagged. Just kidding. I don't really have anything to hide. I'm just very annoying and stupid and curious and I guess disturbing for normal people, but that's fine. Don't really care. I'm sitting on my chips and it's making my butt sound squishy. Anyways, oh, I found a mammal heart though. It was like, I believe, pig or sheep, not a cow. But I found a pig or sheep heart. And I think it was sheep. And they said that it was very, very similar to how human hearts look in size and shape. And so I was like, interesting. But from the same website, I found a abundance of really amazing resources for like at-home science experiments, And so me kind of looking for an anatomical, like human heart to kind of make my own kind of specimen with. I like making art out of old body parts and bones, right? And so I was like, that'd be really cool if I can kind of make something out of a heart and have it preserved, maybe seal it with some kind of epoxy and like do something with that. I think that would be great. But that kind of interest led me into a different door, which was they have like a $300 science kit to do your own kind of experiments at home. And I was like, that would be great because I do have kids, and they love science stuff. They love, wow, and my youngest is very, he would give H.P. Lovecraft a run for his money. Stephen King, get out of here, because my son is growing up, and you know what I mean? He has all of these beautiful ideas. And anyway, so he also is very scientifical. He's also very Dr. Frankenstein when it comes to experiments. He likes a lot of the National Geographic volcanoes. We make volcanoes and stuff like that. And he paints and makes them experiments. He likes seeing chemical reactions and science and things of that nature. I was like, oh, he would love this. The kids would love this. Oh, the kids would love this. Went from like, how can I find a human heart in order to make art with it that is kind of obscure and strange and dark? And then I was like, $300 science kit. Ooh, okay. But it'd be really cool. I would like to make a lamp. Hold on. Okay, so like this is a lamp, right? Okay, envision it with me if you will. This is a lamp, correct? So what I would like to do is that kind of vase part of the lamp, I want it to be clear, and I would like to have a wet specimen of a heart inside of it. I think that would be really cool. But before I make it into a wet specimen, I'd like to I wonder if I could freeze it and cut into it. And inside of the heart, like if I could cut like a cavern into the heart and place like tiny little figurines or something in it, like a little, like inside of the heart, place some kind of like a picture of things happening, like a whole little scape in there. You know what I mean? Like how they do bookscapes. Well, I would like to make like a mixture of a wet specimen kind of art piece where maybe I freeze the heart, cut a cavern into it, and then make a scape, and then kind of have it in epoxy, and then put it into the wet specimen, like water vase, into a lamp. Like a lamp that has a heart in it, that inside of the heart has a whole little landscape, a whole little universe within it. Would that not be cool? I think that would be a great idea. I have these ideas all the time. They're very fast, they're lightning. That just came to me. That just, boom, immediately just came to me. Like the vision, I see it, and then I want to go do it right now. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to go find a heart and do that at 3 o'clock in the morning. I will, however, write that in my fucking book. You didn't see that. I wasn't scared. I will, however, write that in my book real quick. Fuck, I dropped my book again. And that way, I can, what's today? It's like the 3rd, March 3rd. March the 3rd. Go with that. Eventually, I will gain momentum and find a heart somewhere. Perhaps a sheep heart, whatever. And maybe I'll buy a couple of them. I think they were $10 a piece, so I could buy a couple of sheep's heart, practice on one, see how that would look and feel, and the texture, and then maybe fuck up on accident, and then go from there. You know what I mean? If I have a couple of sheep hearts, then maybe I could get this going. Now, is there anything, let me just write that down, sheep heart, lamp, sheep heart, lamp. I should call it a lamb heart lamp. A lamp. Oh my god. Ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ho. And he laughed like a psychopath. Ho, 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 ho. I'm sorry, that's a scared Shrekless reference. Okay. Very quickly, that just came to me. Very quickly, I want to do that. Right now. Want it to happen. That's the kind of ideas I have very quickly that haunt me, and I'm just like, I want to go do that. That's what I want to do. And then I sit here and I'm like, well, you have other things. You gotta rip the seams. You gotta go seam rip. Your big dress for Easter. Oh, update on the slut wall. I haven't made it yet, but it's still, that's also going in there, the slut wall. My friend suggested we should put Jacob Black in the slut wall. If you know Twilight, you know Twilight. I'm taking suggestions now. Who do you think needs to go into slut jail? Which actor, which character, alive, dead, do you feel needs to be put in slut jail? We should, as a community, start printing out pictures and putting them into slut jail. Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, I told my friend about it, and she was like, I love it. Jacob Black needs to go into slut jail. Immediately. I was like, yeah, totally. I was trying to tell you guys something. Sheep hearts are $10 a pop. Lamp vase. I don't know what else. But yeah, creatively, I feel a resurrection happening. I don't know if it's those oils. I don't know what happened. But I feel different. I feel extremely different in a good way. There's like this aspect of myself that has awakened. And it feels rare now for me to be like this because it's been such a long period without it. There's been such a pause. There's been such a real, how do you say, like a real dormant aspect to my personality, that this part of me, it does feel rare for it to be back, you know? Because for so long, I slept. For so long, I slept. And now it is home. And I feel home, and it feels rested, and I don't feel restless anymore. It feels like the part of me that was dormant was sleeping, and because it was so far away from me, I was restless without it being within me. And if that makes any sense, I don't know, and I don't really care if it does or doesn't. And yeah, it's just really interesting. I have all these feelings. I'm very excited to be alive, as well as very concerned about certain things. But I feel different. Maybe it's hope. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've just been so honest with my anger. And with that honesty, eventually every truth I told, it led me back to me. I don't know. I don't really know for sure. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been hanging out. I made some earrings really quickly, and the thing is, I had them in my house for quite some time. I have like 8 to 12 crow feet as well that I've turned one into an earring. I have a necklace. You guys have probably seen it. So I have like I said, 8 to 12 crow feet that I need to do something with, and eventually I will. Maybe I need to just put them in a place where I can access and see them all, like in a some kind of tray or something. Maybe one of those like a clear filing thing I have for all my tattoo supplies. Speaking of which, I also feel like I want to give myself tattoos again. It's just this like creative. It could be spring, but last spring didn't feel like this. Last spring it felt like hell, and all last year felt like hell. Um, it doesn't feel like that anymore. It's so stupid that it takes a whole season for like not a whole season, I'm so sorry, a whole cycle for me to come back to this. It took many years. And I don't like that. I don't really like that, but maybe the whole world feels like that. Maybe the whole world feels like, well, obviously it feels different, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel happier, and that's so rare to feel genuinely happy. I'm also, like I said, like I've been honest with my anger instead of repressing it or hiding it out of fear for what other people will think of how I say things, how I feel, how I communicate about my anger and my past and my trauma. It's always been kind of like, oh, shut up, we don't talk about that kind of thing. And I think we should. I think it should be table talk to be like, you know what? I was the victim of this and that. And I'm not saying like so I could pull a victim card or something. I don't believe in that. I don't honestly believe in that. I guess like because I'm a survivor of certain atrocities or whatever. But I feel like instead it just should be table talk to where we could openly talk about these things, because there's so much that I do need to talk about, and creatively I cannot I don't have the resources to creatively make like a movie to just show you guys, for me to shut up and just show you in my head, like thoughtless, like the wordless communication, like this like movie media. You know what I mean? If I had resources, I would make a movie, and then I would not tell you guys. I wouldn't be telling you, but I don't have the resources, so I just have to be honest. I'm like, okay, well, this is what happened to me, and just say words, right? But I think that it would be perhaps more healing if I could put my words into art, into that cauldron of Caradwen, so to speak. Kind of like to put my words and my feelings into that cauldron of Caradwen and stare right up with my gray wolf leg bone. But I am this feral, strange creature that also enjoys antique mirrors that have like mercury and different backings to them, and I collect different specimens and rocks and minerals and animal parts. I also have like this very tiny homestead, and I take care of things. There's so many aspects of me that do need attention, and I have to learn how to mother myself in a way that is not damaging to these aspects that demand attention and also demand life in a sense. It reminds me of, like, the Eraserhead baby. I was telling my husband, I was like, there's this like part of me that's like shapeless and formless and like a mushy ball of like body parts and like this horrific mangled blob that is within me that screams and cries and doesn't have like normal speech. Like, it doesn't speak in human words. It cries and it needs help. And it is like really truly like shapeless and formless, and yet horrific, and just in need of tender loving care, that only a mother could provide within myself, that was never provided for myself. And so I have to kind of step up to this horrific aspect of my need and fulfill it myself, because if I don't, I know nobody else will. So yeah, and that might be why I feel such an affinity for The Creature from Penny Dreadful, or John Clare, The Creature. I feel such a connection to that person, that entity, that, because it's like we have very similar beginnings, like that kind of wrath that I have, that they have, and kind of intelligence as well, comes from a very horrific beginning of, like, feels like God rejects you, and then you become wrathful and intelligent because of the results of the external upon the internal, I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, this video has gone on too long. I'm so sorry. I could go on for hours rambling about things that are and are not, and it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna go ahead and go. I think it's about almost 3 or something. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, I mean, I already put holes in it. I probably shouldn't have. What do you think would go good with this, if you have any thoughts? I don't know if you have thoughts. I am not cruel. That's one thing I am not. I'm not cruel, so I don't find bliss in cruelty. But I think a harness would be nice. I think a harness would be pretty cool. It is very sturdy, so I think that it could hold up to a harness. Yeah, so I don't like, oh, I'm gonna go and do a cruel act and take bones from an animal or a person or a creature. I don't like that. I'm not into cruelty. I have no problem scavenging. I'm more of a vulture. I'm more of a scavenger of sorts, than a predator out there seeking the something from someone else. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hunter, but I'm not a predator, and I'm not, I'm more of a scavenger. When it comes down to it, so I have no problem, like, doing this kind of stuff. There was like some head was in my backyard, some small head. It was possibly a raccoon or a squirrel. No, it couldn't have been a squirrel. It was too big to be a squirrel. And it wasn't my rabbit, but sometimes the raccoons in the backyard get a little frisky, and they go digging up my pet cemetery. And there's been times where they've dug up my dead rabbit, very Pet Cemetery-esque. And, if you followed me for quite some time, you knew that my neighbors killed my rabbit because they sprayed all of my rabbits, I think. They killed all of my rabbits. No, my neighbor killed my rabbit. And then my other 2 rabbits got eaten by a dog that broke into my backyard because he sat there for hours at night messing with the latch, opened the latch, and ripped into the rabbit cage and then left. It was so bizarre. It was so bizarre. I have bad luck with rabbits, but I found a skull in the backyard, which is like not a big deal to me, just to find like animal skulls in the backyard. I have fish bones out there too. I go fishing. Not anymore, but I used to. And so we have like kind of a boneyard it's very good for the homestead, for the crops. Bone, blood, poop, pee, excrement, feathers. It all eventually decay is fantastic for life. It is the primal essence that the earth needs. It demands death in order to provide such greatness. It's very peculiar, and it's something to be studied. Anyway, so we have a boneyard, but yeah, sometimes the raccoons get a little frisky and they dig up my pet cemetery, which I have covered with many very large bricks that I didn't think that the raccoons could lift up and dig underneath, but they are fucking assholes sometimes. So they do. So they do. So I was like, is that one of my pets' skulls? But I didn't want to pick it up because I was just feeding the birds. I was feeding outside, feeding the birds. I was like, oh, there's a skull. And I was like, you know what I mean? I was like, whose skull is that? It's not like that's not a turn off for me. It's not like I see something dead and I'm just like, I'm just like, you know what I mean? I guess other people would. And I guess that's not very cute pink bow of me to be like, I go outside and I dig up dead bodies. It's not very like cutesy. It's not very demure. It's not very cutesy to be like, it's not very Easter girly to be like, well, maybe it is. Maybe resurrection is an Easter thing, bitch. I say to myself, maybe resurrection is kind of an Easter thing. Maybe turning gray wolf leg bones into a harness to wear. I should do chainmail. I should do chainmail, like a chainmail type of harness with a bone at the centerpiece. That would be a beautiful piece. That'd be so interesting. I have an idea, guys. It's forming and shaping, and it's gaining. It's spinning. Oh, that's interesting. Chainmail, but the centerpiece is the gray wolf part. How would I connect it? Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I don't want it sitting on top of the chainmail. I want it to like be a part of the chainmail. I have to figure this out. I have to go do studying right now. Okay, I'm gonna go. I think I need to put some deodorant on. I think I got too excited over here, and I think I need to put some deodorant on. I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a great spring. Okay, goodbye.